Have you ever questioned why some of Hollywood's most well-known figures, like Harmony Korine, Dax Shepard, and Bobcat Goldthwait, ended up being banned from late-night talk shows? These celebrities were not just known for their wild personas, they took things too far, leaving audiences and sometimes even hosts stunned. In this video, we will explore the outrageous moments that caused these stars to be removed from the spotlight. Stay with us as we uncover the real stories behind their bans. You will not believe what unfolded. Harmony Korine, the purse incident. Harmony Korine, a director known for his odd and unpredictable nature, gained notoriety following a guest spot on The Late Show with David Letterman in the late 1990s. This strange incident occurred when Korine was discovered going through actress Meryl Streep's purse backstage. Letterman was taken aback by the intrusion, and Korine's behavior, driven by his chaotic lifestyle at the time, resulted in a long-term ban from the program. It was only many years later, after Korine became sober, that Letterman forgave him, and the ban was lifted. Dax Shepard, the blackout disaster. Dax Shepard's 2004 appearance on Late Night with Conan O'Brien turned into a train wreck when the actor awoke in a hotel room with no memory of the previous evening. Still blackout drunk, Shepard went on the show having forgotten the stories he intended to tell, and to make things worse, he accidentally broke a coffee table during the taping. The out-of-control interview led to his ban from the show. Years later, after getting sober and adopting a humorous take on the event, Shepard made a return, proving that even the wildest blunders can eventually be forgiven. Bobcat Goldthwait, the fiery stunt. Bobcat Goldthwait's 1994 appearance on The Tonight Show went dangerously off-script when he set fire to his chair during the live taping. The stunt had been planned in advance. Goldthwait had hidden lighter fluid and a lighter up his sleeve. As the flames erupted, Leno and fellow guest Lauren Hutton rushed to contain the fire. Goldthwait was hit with criminal charges and a fine for the incident, becoming the first guest on the show to face such consequences, though he claimed it was meant as a satirical act of comedy. Gary Busey, the bear hug incident. Gary Busey's 2001 appearance on The Howard Stern Show turned into total chaos. Known for his erratic behavior, Busey disregarded all boundaries when he suddenly picked up Robin Quivers in a massive bear hug and began chasing Howard Stern around the studio. The mayhem earned Busey a lengthy ban from the show. However, by 2017, a more subdued Busey was invited back for a radio-only segment, showing that while his unpredictability remained, the days of uncontrollable outbursts were behind him. Hugh Grant, the awkward interview. Hugh Grant's 2012 interview on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart became a standout moment, but not for the right reasons. Grant, usually known for his charm, spent much of the interview criticizing his own promotional materials and the clip selected to promote his film Did You Hear About the Morgans? Stewart hit back with a blunt remark. Well, then make a better movie. The tension led to Grant issuing a public apology. Despite the awkwardness, the exchange became a classic moment in late-night TV, proving that even the smoothest stars can stumble. Leno, the Stern feud. The long-standing feud between Leno and Howard Stern began in 1995 and persisted for decades. It was sparked by Stern's appearance on The Tonight Show, where he brought two women in bikinis and urged them to kiss on stage. Leno was reportedly enraged, and the two never reconciled. Stern continued to insult Leno in interviews, accusing him of stealing material, while Leno stayed mostly quiet, occasionally responding with subtle jabs. Their conflict escalated when Leno hired one of Stern's former employees, deepening the divide. The rivalry stands as one of the fiercest in late-night history. Conan O'Brien, the NBC drama. The conflict between Conan O'Brien, NBC, and Leno became one of the most talked-about corporate controversies in late-night television. NBC promised Conan The Tonight Show in 2004, with a start date in 2009, but Leno resisted giving up the spotlight. The network's failed attempt to feature both hosts, by airing Leno in primetime, backfired, leading to Conan being forced out. Conan later said he would never invite Leno to his TBS show, highlighting the deep personal and professional damage caused by the botched transition. Kathy Griffin, pushing boundaries. Kathy Griffin has never been far from controversy, earning bans from multiple popular talk shows. Her outrageous conduct led to her removal from The Late Show after excessive swearing, though the ban was eventually reversed. Griffin also found herself at odds with the hosts of The View and The Ellen DeGeneres Show, clashing over edgy jokes and tough criticism. Still, Griffin's bold refusal to hold back kept her in the headlines, and she even wrote in her memoir about being quietly banned from Conan O'Brien's show without being explicitly told. Oprah Winfrey, the mysterious feud with Letterman. The 6-year rift between Oprah Winfrey and David Letterman stands as one of the most puzzling episodes in late-night history. It started in 1989 when Oprah appeared on Late Night with David Letterman but never came back. Although Letterman kept inviting her, Oprah kept her distance, and neither knew the exact reason for the coldness. In 2005, Oprah finally returned, and they attempted to resolve things, though the root cause of the feud remained unclear. Oprah later explained that her first appearance had been uncomfortable due to the unruly audience, which led to her long absence. Vivica A. Fox, the Jimmy Kimmel walkout. In 2005, Vivica A. Fox stormed off Jimmy Kimmel Live following a lighthearted joke about her friend Star Jones that did not land well. Kimmel began by introducing Fox with a rundown of her achievements, but ended with a sly remark about Jones, which Fox took offense to. As Kimmel persisted with the joke, Fox challenged him and ultimately exited the stage, leaving an uncomfortable silence in her wake. Years later, Kimmel admitted that her walkout was the one interview he would never want to relive, a moment that deeply affected their rapport. Madonna, Piers Morgan's bizarre ban. Madonna's odd conflict with Piers Morgan captured media attention, even though she never responded to the ban publicly. Morgan repeatedly made it clear he did not want Madonna on his program, labeling her as boring and irritating, referencing incidents like her throwing a bread roll and a disagreement at a bar. He even mocked her for being too vegan for TV. While Madonna remained silent throughout, Morgan continued his criticism, eventually branding her as the one guest he would never welcome on his CNN show, turning it into a strange and lopsided feud. Bill Hicks, the controversial Late Show appearance. Bill Hicks, renowned for his provocative stand-up, made his final appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman in 1993, which CBS found too risky to broadcast. Despite audience laughter and Letterman's support, CBS cut his act due to its controversial jokes, particularly those targeting religion. The segment was shelved, and it was not until 2009, long after Hicks had passed away, that Letterman invited Hicks' mother to the show and finally aired the routine. The moment offered long overdue recognition and secured Hicks' legacy in the history of late-night television. Kelsey Grammer, the walk-off incident. In 2012, Kelsey Grammer made headlines by abruptly leaving Piers Morgan tonight after a photo of his ex-wife Camille appeared during the opening. Grammer had explicitly asked for no images of Camille, and seeing her face upset him enough to immediately exit the stage. The unexpected walkout left Morgan baffled, and the event led to a very public clash between the two. Morgan later declared that Grammer was no longer welcome on the show, though Grammer appeared unaffected, standing firm on his boundaries regarding personal matters. Jackie Mason, the Ed Sullivan Show incident. Jackie Mason's 1964 appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show nearly ended his career. During a live performance, Mason misunderstood a hand signal from Sullivan, believing it indicated he had 2 minutes remaining. In a joking response, he gestured back with his fingers, but Sullivan thought Mason had made an obscene gesture. As a result, Mason was banned from the show and lost his contract. Though Sullivan later apologized and lifted the ban, the misunderstanding came dangerously close to permanently derailing Mason's comedy career. Joan Rivers, the Carson fallout. Joan Rivers, once a regular and favorite on The Tonight Show, had a heartbreaking falling out with Johnny Carson during the mid-1980s. Despite her loyalty to Carson and time spent as his substitute host, she was never given a permanent contract. When Rivers accepted a late-night hosting gig with Fox, Carson felt betrayed and banned her from his show. Their relationship disintegrated, and the ban stayed in place even after Carson left. The split remains one of the most emotional and consequential rifts in the history of late-night programming. Martin Lawrence, the SNL rant. In 1994, Martin Lawrence's candid and off-script humor led to a permanent ban from Saturday Night Live. During his opening monologue, Lawrence diverted from the script and delivered a crude, explicit rant about women's hygiene, leaving the cast and crew stunned. The segment was later removed from reruns, and SNL barred him from hosting again. While the moment reflected Lawrence's unfiltered comedic style, it crossed a boundary that even SNL would not tolerate, cementing his ban from the iconic sketch show. Vince Vaughn, the electric car joke. Vince Vaughn found himself at the center of controversy after a line from the 2011 film The Dilemma caused public backlash. The joke, which was meant as a harmless jab, came across as homophobic when Vaughn described electric cars as gay. The criticism came swiftly, with Ellen DeGeneres taking a strong stance on Twitter and banning Vaughn from her show. The scandal affected the film's performance, and it flopped at the box office. However, years later, Vaughn apologized to Ellen and the two reconciled, leading to his return on her show in 2015. Steven Seagal, the SNL disaster. Steven Seagal's 1991 Saturday Night Live appearance is infamous not for his on-air sketches, but for the turmoil he caused behind the scenes. With a demanding attitude, Seagal refused to rehearse properly, required special treatment, and made everyone around him uneasy. His lack of cooperation created a tense environment for the cast and crew. By the time the episode aired, his behind-the-scenes conduct had overshadowed everything else. Seagal was permanently banned from hosting again, making his episode one of the most notorious in SNL's long-running history.